All right, welcome in here today for some Rhode Island high school boys lacrosse. We're at none other than the historic LaSalle Academy for another Tuesday evening matchup, this time with the East Greenwich Avengers coming to town to take on the defending champions. Tim Duffy on the call here today for Fans Only Sports. My cameraman, Matt Facinos, getting those good shots as well. And we are looking forward to getting things going as LaSalle looking to improve and stay undefeated at home this season. Gonna have the national anthem first, as we always do, and LaSalle and EG ready to get underway. Take a look at LaSalle, 5-1 on the year, 4-0 in state play. Starting the year off dandy as they usually do. And for EG, a 1-2 squad on the year. Haven't played as many games as LaSalle, but not off to a bad start. And they're in for a test today. I was actually at the EG LaSalle game last year down in East Greenwich. I got to see the national anthem at that game in what ended up being a 20-0 LaSalle victory. All right, national anthem sounding great. Totally not pre-recorded. We have our marching band here at LaSalle. Nah, I'm just kidding. We don't. But the vibes are good. The patriotism is alive. And there's nothing else you'd want to start off a beautiful Tuesday evening with at LaSalle Academy than with that. So we got 12 minutes on the clock. LaSalle 4-0 in statewide league play this season. I mean, they've throttled everybody this year in Rhode Island. And we've had the pleasure of watching it. I mean, depending on how you want to explain some of these outcomes that we've seen this year from LaSalle. But this is a nationally ranked team. They've been dominant on this home field this season. coming off of a 17-5 to win over Bishop Hendricken on Friday night at Hendricken. They're beating opponents in state play by an average of 13.75 goals per game. Starting to net for EG tonight, Bennett Jackson, big number 10. And in net for LaSalle is the amazing freshman Connor Kelly, who's been nothing short of phenomenal this season. As this game brought to you by Warrior Lacrosse is officially underway, and Dante D'Amico wins the opening face-off, as he's done so in almost every face-off he's had in state play this season. Gets over to Bradley, now Hayes. He's been on a tear. We've seen him score 13 goals in the last 3 home games. And big turnover here, and Miles Marino able to knock this one out. Picked up, shot from Wilson goes wide to the left, and he'll stop the clock. First stoppage, just 26 seconds into the game. It was actually Quincy Marino able to charge that ball loose, and here come the Rams. It's Hayes. The Providence College commit slings it over to Jake Wilson up top. Lachlan Gott, high pass. Wilson brings it down. Over to Gott in the middle. A little pump fake to his right, cuts it to his left, and now try to redirect field. Guarded by Parker Leary right there. Pass inside. Bradley spins, turns, shoots, scores. Drew Bradley, the game's opening goal, belongs to him, and it's 1-0 for the Rams. Correction, we've actually seen Hayes have 17 goals in their last 3 home games. Not 13. He had 8 in their last contest against Barrington a week ago. And D'Amico wins the faceoff this time again. Peterson turns the corner, takes a shot, and that's 2 on the board just like that for LaSalle. Just 86 ticks into this one. Ronan Peterson able to punch it in, and 2 of the hockey boys, Bradley and Peterson, showing the lacrosse prowess, and they're the ones who make it 2-0 this one. And we saw an absolute onslaught last year, the game at East Greenwich, and then the game here too, with LaSalle winning the latter matchup 26-4. Now a face-off win almost from EG. D'Amico gets it back eventually, as that was Oliver Jackson. Now D'Amico gets through traffic. D'Amico got it saved by Bennett Jackson, and we saw Dante D'Amico have a face-off to goal break last week. Couldn't do it that time. Here's Roadhorst. Lachlan Gott swings it, putting on the Jets. Wilson going right. Wilson takes it, scores a laser beam. 3 goals from 3 different players, and it's 3-3. Number 33, Wilson, getting that one. Backpedal here, and D'Amico able to get it with a little box out from Ronan Peterson on Jackson. D'Amico slings it in the middle, and now putting on the Jets. It's Cowan up ahead. Marino. Back over to Cowan. A little wiggle, cuts inside. Cowan, what a move! And he scores again. And it's the LSM with that long stick, punching it in and making it 4 on the board. Face off here on Jackson will be a false start call, and this will be LaSalle again. Here's Perrin. So 4 goals by 4 different players here in the first. I mean, just 2.5 minutes. This has been unbelievable so far. Going right, getting inside, spinning, kicking, got. Now that shot gets saved by Jackson, and it was a short guy right there, Paul Bogosian taking it. Pass inside, Bradley, an easy second one, knocking right on the doorstep and making it 5-0. And you know how picture perfect is this offense to watch game in, game out. Nothing stopping them. They have 5 goals on the board before EG even has a possession on the other side of the field, or just a possession in general. I mean, as each has even had a completed pass, and LaSalle with 5 goals here in the first 2:55. And D'Amico winning another face-off here. D'Amico puts on the Jets, turning the corner. It looks like he wanted one that time, and this one through the midst of Bradley, picked up by Hayes, back to Bradley. Bradley from around the net, doing it himself. That one gets saved by Jackson, and will be staying with LaSalle as Hayes was the first one there. Here is Hayes, gets it knocked out. Scoops it back up. Hayes gets inside. Hayes fires and sneaks it in. And it already sounds like the LaSalle parents and fans are getting tired of clapping here in the first 4 minutes. As Matt Hayes, who's been so good this season, leads the team in goals. Like I mentioned, 17 the last 3 contests here. And he's able to get one to make it 6-0. Peterson kicks. D'Amico swinging it. Roadhorse from around the net will spin. Fire. Oh, what a shot. And they're going to say crease violation first, actually. So we get no goal there. And I think a good call by the officials first. Now here comes EG for really the first time today, down half a dozen. And they get it ripped away from behind out of the midst of Charles Butterfield. And I think a timeout was called first by East Greenwich. And, probably a good one. Down 6-0. Not even 4 minutes into this game. First time out of the game called by the Avengers. We'll be right back here on Fans Only Sports Network. Following the timeout, EG looking to strike some magic. It's Mike Tober, other guy we see on the ice for the East Greenwich Tollgate team, the promising sophomore. Gives it up, stopping on a dime, Benjamin Butterfield. What a name that is, Benjamin Butterfield. Got Charles Butterfield on the team as well. He's number 3. And here's Butterfield trying to get by Luca Fattori. He does, and Butterfield passes it inside. Kelly is there first, and it's back to LaSalle as it looked like it was a pass for Austin Dufresne. Went online as a shot, and that's what will go in the books as it's Peterson. In transition, Roadhorst launches and scores. That time it'll count. LaSalle, a freight train offensively. We haven't seen him score 7 this quick all season. Salle, guess who won the face-off? It's them again. And it's Wilson almost and over and back there. Fattori coming off the bench, though, as well. Back to Wilson. This one he was too overzealous on. Able to scoop it back up, and Wilson bounces it off the post. Picked up, not by Hayes, and instead it'll bounce back over to Bogosian. Here's Bogosian to Wilson. Flings it across the field. It is Connor Perrin. Wilson going left, puts it inside. Jump shot from Marino, goes wide to the right, and he'll stay with LaSalle, though, as Hayes was there first. And they're always there to jump the gun. Get that loose ball back, or missed shot, rather. Here's Hayes from around the net. Stops, spins, kicks, it deflects inside. Perrin will get there first, and LaSalle just so good at getting these ground balls as well. Bogosian cuts inside. Bogosian too tall. Rams maintain possession. 6:15 to go here in the second as we're knocking on the doorstep of the midpoint of this first period. Inside, way too easy. Bradley to Marino. And it's one more for the Rams. And that's Quincy Marino, who we saw score last game. We were here against Barrington. Gets one there to make it 8-0. And that's 8 goals in the first 5 minutes and 51 seconds for the Rams. Another false start against Oliver Jackson, and this will be another possession. It's leading it off was A.J. Rollo. Here's Lachlan Gott. As now we are officially halfway through the first. 8-0 LaSalle. Here's a shot. That one sneaks its way in for Peterson again. Ronan Peterson, number 2. And, this is a discouraging first quarter for Bennett Jackson, the goaltender for East Greenwich. 9 goals they've allowed in the first 6 minutes and 4 seconds. This is, getting ugly. And, it's got to be a 10-goal difference, so start running the clock. And here's a face-off won by EG. And they immediately turn it over. But they get it back. And it's Butterfield backpedaling. Butterfield with Fattori trying to knock it out, and LaSalle will put this one back up in the air. Who wants it? Fattori and Riley fighting for it, and they are going to say it stays with EG. And there was a push there at the end of the play. Here's Tober, and he turns it over. Cowan Devin Mara. Mora taking it all the way down the field. Took it about 50 yards by himself right there. Spinning. Bradley. Space. Shot. Saved by Jackson. Flies in the air. Takes an awkward bounce on Marino. Kicked around. And Hayes will scoop this one back up for the Rams. Hayes takes it himself. And goes wide to the left. Stays with LaSalle though as Marino there first. Marino. Shot. Scores. Looked like it hit the side of the post from up here. Guess what? It didn't. As the Rams see double digits here in the first quarter. Quincy Marino, his second. As number 10, Bennett Jackson allowing goal number 10 in favor of LaSalle. This has been nothing short of nightmarish for East Greenwich coming in here, looking to make it a close game, and been anything but. We haven't seen LaSalle start this hot against an opponent all year. D'Amico does it himself, and he scores again. For the Rams, Dante D'Amico, back-to-back games here at LaSalle where he has had a face-off goal, taking it all the way himself, and it's 11-0. They're just scoring at will. It's just too easy for him at this point. Way too easy. You know, they might be asking themselves, when is the game starting? This is practice at this point. D'Amico, Rollo. It's actually not Rollo. We have another face-off man in. And that time it's Nick Ferguson, who we saw get a lot of the face-off minutes late in the game last week. Ferguson, did that one sneak in? They're going to say it did not. I thought it went in and out, but they say no as Jackson covers. This one is batted around out of the midst of Dean Ganji, right back to LaSalle. Bogosian spins, takes it, and that one sneaks by Jackson and goes in. It looked like it went into Jackson's midsection and then found its way in the back of the net as Paul Bogosian with the goal. And a dozen hung up here in the first quarter for LaSalle. Might as well have some fun with this one. Now, this one's pretty much a foregone conclusion. I mean, we've seen crazier things, but with the way LaSalle has been pounding on Rhode Island teams, as Ferguson gets whacked in the head, no call made on Tyler Caterson. It's picked up anyways by Danny Riley, knocked away from behind, scooped up. Marino looking for that first quarter hat trick. Swings it out to Lopes, and now it's Rollo. Back to Lopes, and it looks like some of these LaSalle players, maybe their days aren't done, but some quarters at least. Rollo now going right. It's Connis. That one will get saved and bounce over to midfield. Tapping it forward was Mora. Here's Lopes. Marino. From behind the net, Bradley. Looking where to go with it. That's a lot of options. Rollo off his stick. Races back for it. Retrieves. Now Bradley falls out of his mitts uncontestedly. Hayes will operate. Inside, Bradley off his stick, and it'll bounce back over to Jackson. Almost intercepted. They snuck it over Marino, and it's bad play by EG, but they're able to get this one back. It's Butterfield leading it for the Avengers. rather Gelsheiser, who is the starting goaltender for the EGTG hockey team that came 8th in Division 1 this year. That shot deflects, and this Tober getting it deflected will stay with EG. And finally, we have an EG shot on goal. This one's slung over to Gelsheiser. 100 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Low pass. Vittori trying to scoop this one up, and it will be knocked out of his mitts. Conness will recover. Vittori made the play there first, and Conness puts on the Jets. Rams looking for a baker's dozen here in the quarter, and they'll bounce it in and get it there with Matt Hayes. Number 2 for Hayes. 13 for LaSalle. I gotta feel bad for Bennett Jackson. This kid's only a freshman in net. He gets with nationally ranked team and makes you wonder, did they not have anyone else? Not anyone else to play. I'm sure Jackson, the best goalie on this team, if he's getting this nod, but I guess they're giving him his welcome to high school lacrosse moment pretty early in his career. This one deflects to Marino on the other side of the field, and whistles blow first. It's back to EG as we're just over a minute to go in the first quarter. EG looking to get one on the board. Gelsheiser. .40 seconds to go here in the first. Gelsheiser going right, takes it. That one is saved by Kelly. And he's going to fling it over to Mora. They'll go out of bounds. A little bit too hard on the pass right there. Turnover against LaSalle. That's their first turnover, I think, of the game. And I think EG took another timeout. They blew the whistles first before it was thrown. I think they just did it a little bit too early, and we'll stay with the Avengers. Final 20 ticks here in the first quarter. It's been a slow first quarter. This one's bounced around. Finds an Avenger. Final 10. It's Gelsheiser trying to make some magic happen with Vittori guarding him. Slings it out. This one out of the midst of Rodriguez, and that is going to end the first quarter. A juggernaut of offense seen in the first 12 minutes. 13 goals on the board for the Rams in the first 12. As this thing has been ugly so far here on Fans Only Sports Network. As we have 4 LaSalle Rams with multiple goals. Hayes, Bradley, Peterson, and Quincy Marino with two apiece. 9 goal scorers total. As we'll be right back here on Fans Only Sports Network for quarter number 2, up 13-0. Back here for quarter number 2. Here on Fans Only Sports Network, LaSalle up a demanding 13-0. As we're going to switch sides, looking to have some more fun are the Rams as we're underway. As the clock will not run until the second half. And the rule is it has to be 10-plus goals in half number 2, and with the way LaSalle's working here in the first, should have no problem getting there as that one goes off from Nick Ferguson's stick. Stays with LaSalle, and here is Nick Liu surveying. Liu coming off the bench, swinging it. Bogosian. Conness. Peterson. A little bit tall for Brighton. Got back inside. That shot gets saved. Bogosian gets denied. Looking to become the 5th different multi-goal scorer. This one scooped up by Conness. Another chance here, and that one rifles in for 14. There's Christian Conness with the goal. 2-touchdown lead for the Rams. And, even the LaSalle football team, obviously a great offense, they should take notes from this Lacrosse team. How to get a couple touchdowns in the first, 13 minutes of game time. But here's Ferguson winning this face-off, and Ferguson scooped up. Perrin scores again. 5-hole as Jackson doing a little split ski there. It's 2 goals in 10 seconds for the Rams. Connor Perrin becomes the 10th different goal scorer, 11th different goal scorer for LaSalle here in the first half. $15. These guys can get 50 today from the way they're scoring, but Riley trying to pick up this loose ball. He does. Gets it back. And we got a new goaltender in the game as well for LaSalle. It's Tyler Graham. So it looks like Kelly's day is over. And turnover here on the plus side of the field for EG. It's Dufresne. Swings it to Benjamin Butterfield. Riley's on him. Butterfield kicks it out. Gelsheiser takes it. Too tall, but he'll stay with EG as Dufresne was there. Tober puts on the Jets, and largest I think we've seen LaSalle lead this year is 15. Here's a shot in terms of unanswered goals to begin the game. And it'll go out of bounds. Last touch by Dufresne, and it's back to LaSalle. Dufresne limping now after the play. This one is flung way down the field from Rollo. Perrin on the bounce will get it. Perrin trying to get through traffic, and he, on his back, gets rid of it. Wilson makes a high catch inside. That one's off the stick. Would have been a razzle-dazzle type of play. It's still alive, though, for Marino, trying to body his way to the ball. Lou as well, and an EG player able to get it at the end of the play. This one flung into harm's way. Jackson able to get rid of it, and Butterfield can't hold on to it. Scooped up here by Wilson. Here is Wilson. This one deflects. He gets it back on his own pass. Peterson. Peterson goes left. Peterson going around the corner. Little pump fake. Shot. Score. Fake the pass to Lou. Did himself, and it's the 3rd goal for Ronan Pearson. First LaSalle player with a hat trick today. And, good observation by our man, Matty V, letting a lot of new subs in the game for LaSalle as well, including mysterious number 23, whose name is actually not on our roster. I'm going to have to fact check this in a sec. This is what happens at LaSalle Academy Lacrosse. Lots of obscenities on the scoreboard. This has been painful for EG and a lot of obscurities on the roster because they let a lot of swing guys, a lot of JV guys in the game who we don't have listed on our roster. That shot, though, for EG finally scores. East Greenwich on the board, and it's Benjamin Butterfield. Something to look forward to for EG fans as Ben Butterfield puts the Avengers on the board finally. They're calling him Butter because that was smooth as can be. So that ends the streak of 16 unanswered goals for the Rams. False start on the faceoff, and it's the third false start on a faceoff against Oliver Jackson. Goes right back to LaSalle. Inside, this one loose, picked up. Gets deflected on its way towards the net off of O'Rourke's stick, and it'll be scooped up on the ground ball by an Avenger. It's Gelsheiser down the field. On the move, Leary, or rather, Caterson. Now Rowe, bad pass, turnover. Back to the Rams. Up 15. Graham will launch this one to Bogosian, who makes the clean catch, gets across midfield, and will look to push this forward. We didn't see Bogosian the first few times we were here. It was Brighton Gott. He's been quiet today. Gott, a couple pump fakes, kicks it out behind the net, gets it back. Gott looking again on the box score, kicks it to Nick Liu, and that one hits the post. Rebound over to Rollo. Lopes swinging it. Bogosian got tipped, and Jackson cleans it up. Another turnover here as it's right out of the stick of Butterfield, and it's O'Rourke getting the ground ball. Shot from Rollo. Actually from Brighton Gott, rather, gets saved by Jackson. A timeout here called by EG. That's their second they've used today. We'll take a timeout ourselves. 7:01 left here in the first half. LaSalle up 16-1. EG in possession. Seven minutes to go here in this lopsided first half. EG trying to draw something up here to get them into striking distance. Here's Tober, who will lead it off for the Avengers. Guarded by Dominic Muratori. And it's scooped up by Nick Liu. Or rather, that is number 31, Quinn Peterson. Bouncing it over. The mysterious 23. We'll call him Jordan because we don't have his name. Why not, right? Here's Lou. Got the pump fake. Off the bench, put on the Jets. It's Wilson taking a shot. That one too tall. I think Jackson got a piece of it there, but it's going to stay with LaSalle nonetheless. Lou, quickly, shot, scores. Wilson again. His second. The lead is back up to 16. This is way too facile for the Rams, and it just seems like every in-state game they have, especially here at the A, is literally just target practice for them. We've seen them have two really close games against Garden City from New York and then Cheshire High School in Connecticut. They went 1-1 those games, a 6-5 victory over the then number 11 ranked Garden City team here at LaSalle. LaSalle also nationally ranked now. And then Cheshire came in here and they got down early against LaSalle. They were catching up for most of the game. They won it at the buzzer with 4 seconds left from the number 1 player in the country. Matt Jeffrey with a bullet to make it 14-13 and give Cheshire the win. That's the only loss of the year so far for the Rams. And as for Rhode Island play, that's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, but that's going to be one they're going to want to have back if that's the only loss of the year. This one deflects up in the air, and he'll find Graham, as Gelsheiser couldn't hold on to it, and Graham will sling this one down the field. Not a great pass to Rollo. Rollo trying to make a play on it, and he'll be able to scoop this back up, making a nice move on Marcus Rowe. Rollo leading the break. Good setup here. Another extra pass. Pump fake shot. O'Rourke scores. Quinn O'Rourke, big number 50 with the goal, and it's the largest lead of the game for the Rams, up to 17. Marino will scoop this one up. Kicks to Ferguson off his stick. Lucky bounce. Caught up from behind. And good hustle of the ball there from the Rams. It was Lou boxing out to get it back. And Marino was the one getting the ground ball. Lou. Inside. Connis in out of his stick. Good play to jar it loose by Caterson. And this one will go to E.G. This one flung down the field. E.G. able to make a nice catch there. It's Gelsheiser trying to cut it right. Lou catching up from behind. Marino going to help out defensively as well, but Gelsheiser gets by the first pile of white jerseys. Sets up this offensive possession for the Avengers. Caterson. Caterson will put that one into dangerous territory. Getting there is Rowe, and Rowe trying to keep it by Jordan, and he can get there. Helping out, though, is Tober. Tober with space, takes it, and scores. Mike Tober with the goal. And it's the second of the quarter for East Greenwich. And Tober, a goal scorer on the ice as well in the winter. Showing off the stick work there on the grass here in the spring. Able to cut this deficit down to 16. Another false start against Jackson on the faceoff. His fourth today. Gives it back to the Rams. Bogosian trying to back down. He wants to do it himself. Lost the handle on it. And it'll be picked up by Gelsheiser, who runs into a sea of jerseys. Gelsheiser slings this one down the field. It gets knocked down. What a defensive play from Rollo, who was turned away from that ball and able to feel it and knock it down midair. Bogosian launches that one too tall. And you can see the hyperactiveness from Paul Bogosian there. looking to get his second goal of the game. Here's Scott, little pump fake inside. O'Rourke, too easy. And it counts for Quinn O'Rourke, his second. Official makes the signal, and it's 19-2 with 3:15 to go here in the first half. And I'm sure everybody here is looking forward to that running second half clock because, I mean, the East Greenwich bench and fans, I know they probably are, because this has just been a prolonged and painful first 21 minutes of play. And another bad pass, could be a turnover. Perrin will scoop that one before it touches the end line, runs into a couple East Greenwich jerseys there, and he's trying to poke that one forward. Defensively, Marcus Rowe for EG, and it will be kicked around, still on the ground, and scooped up by Butterfield. He lost control of it, or rather gets it back now off the bounce. Butterfield inside, good look, and he could not connect with Dufresne. It's going to find Graham at the end of things for LaSalle. Graham, another bad pass out of net. Connis able to scoop it up. No black jerseys there defensively at first. Connis puts on the accelerators, shoots, and gets it saved by Jackson. Loose ball at midfield. And Connis will get it for the Rams. Long pass inside. O'Rourke, number 3, and it's 20 in the first half for LaSalle. Quinn O'Rourke, we don't see a lot out here. Able to get a hat trick here in the first half, just in the second quarter. That's the only time he's playing this one, and he might add some more. Wearing that lineman number 50. Looking like a single digiter here in this second quarter. And that is, word my boy Mafacinos, the cameraman of this game. That was his number in high school, playing center. And what high school did you go to again?
Germantown Academy.
One more time?
Germantown Academy.
Germantown Academy in Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, Germantown Academy. Go buy his jersey on AliExpress. That shot hits the post from Gott, who's still looking to get one on the board, and it will go out of bounds. It was a shot, though, so it'll stay with LaSalle as the first one there. De Palma. Marino, 90 seconds to go here in the first half. Going left. Pass inside. O'Rourke gets another one. You can't stop this man. He probably heard of his... Oh, they're going to say no goal. Yeah, crease violation first, so it's not going to count. My apologies. To any Quinn O'Rourke fans out there leading you on, he will not have 4 goals in the first half. It stays 20-2 on the other end, though. Trying to answer his EG, and they just cannot. De Palma tightropes the sideline. Swings it under pressure. Connects with Marino inside. The extra pass, shot, score. Brighton got on the pass from Lou. The extra pass nets another one for the Rams. And that is officially goal number 21. Brighton got. He thought he was due eventually. He was. That is the 13th different goal scorer for LaSalle here in half number 1. And with that, they have scored their most goals in a game this season in all 4 quarters of play. They've done it in less than 2 here today, and this will be the 5th infraction against Oliver Jackson on the faceoff. Another early jump. Here's Ferguson. Or rather, it's mysterious number 42, whose name we also don't have. So we're going to call him Robinson because that is the most famous number 42. It just was Jackie Robinson Day as well. This one knocked out of the stick of Bryce Lopes, and it'll be scooped up by Caterson, who puts on the Jets. Final 20 seconds in the first half for EG, and Caterson gets it knocked away. Lopes boxing him out, looking for that ground ball. Winds the clock down to 13, and it's going back to LaSalle with 12. And Robinson will launch this down to Lopes. Final 8 seconds. They have some time and a lot of space. Lopes kicks. Good look. Extra pass again. They score again. At the gun. It's number 22 for the Rams. And we do not have number 12's name. So now we're in really obscure times. And Brady able to score the goal. So that is 22 in the first half. The Rams score 9 in the second quarter. And they are up 20 at the break. This is the most they've scored in a game all season long. And they're looking to add some more in the second half, which will obviously be a running clock. We'll be right back in about 10 minutes for half number 2 on Fans Only Sports Network. All right, we just got the word. We'll be running clock here in half number 2. Bennett Jackson's day over in net. We got Brendan Darcy taking control for East Greenwich. And we're underway as this clock will not stop here in the second half. EG able to win off the bounce, and it's Catterson will start the possession off for the Avengers, down 20. Whistles here, and this will stay with the Avengers. So Brendan Darcy, the sophomore in net. Tyler Graham, from the looks of it, appearing to stay in net as he's had the duty since early in the second quarter for LaSalle. Here's Jackson slinging it. That one's saved and diving. It's the Ram goaltender. It's actually TJ Ward in net. And no, not the Super Bowl champion safety, TJ Ward. It is LaSalle goalie number 17, TJ Ward. I'm a TJ as well. Hopefully you have a similarity, Timothy or James. Not quite sure, but turnover here for East Greenwich. As Tim Duffy and Mafficinos here today from LaSalle Academy. 90 seconds into the third quarter. Ward slinging it and spinning with it. Bryce Lopes gets a lot of green grass, and Lopes feeds inside. Tapama back to Lopes. Saved by Darcy. It's still alive, and Darcy will come away with it for East Greenwich. Puts that one into harm's way. It's Gelsheiser who brings it down, and Gelsheiser getting around the corner. That one gets tipped. It'll be scooped up by Butterfield. Butterfield inside, good look, shot, score. They get it by Ward, and it's Austin Dufresne with the goal. So the first goal of the half belongs to the Avengers, and they get it back to a sub-20 deficit. I got a game here. Not particularly, but great setup there for the Avengers, playing against a lot of LaSalle reserves. But I mean, what they have to play for now is no team in Rhode Island has scored more than 5 on LaSalle. They're looking to do that here today. Here's Perrin. Rollo fires, scores. A.J. Rollo gets it on the fun, and just when the Avengers thought they were going to have some fun, Rollo says, hey, man, got a grip. 15th different goal scorer for LaSalle tonight. Jackson will poke this one forward. And it's loose. Jackson able to get it, though. Saw Jackson have a rough first half. He had 5 false starts on faceoffs, albeit there were over 20 faceoffs in the first half. How many goals the Rams scored. Here's a chance for Catterson. He punches it in. Tyler Catterson. The second East Greenwich goal of the quarter. As he squeaks it in on the left side of the net past Ward, and it is back down to 19 as we are almost 5 minutes into this second half. Another false start on the face-off against Jackson. We just mentioned that he had trouble in the first half doing that. Inside, Ferguson gets it saved on the backhand shot. Here's Brady. Like I mentioned, we don't have all these players' names because a lot of them are from JV. I'm going to call 13 George. Paul George, PG-13. Odell? Nah, we can't call him Odell. Peterson, not Pearson, Robinson swings it out. This one gets knocked down and will be picked up by East Greenwich. It's Leary, able to put on the Jets. Leary will backpedal. Puts it into traffic. Butterfield gets by him. It's scooped up by Catterson on the ground ball, and Catterson will cut inside. Catterson gets it knocked away. And it will be scooped up at the end of the play there by Muratore. Down the field, what a snag by Tommy Hayes. Here's Hayes inside, good look, extra pass, shot, bounces in, and I think that's going to count. It will. George with the goal. Lead back up to 20. Face-off won by Ferguson again. Spins out some heat. Kicks on the move. Peterson inside. Shot hits the post. They knock it away from an EG defender. That was Nick Liu that time. Brighton got. Interested in seeing Gott out here, as he was on a tear to begin the year. Had 2 goals against Garden City to tie things up in the 4th quarter. Now playing these garbage time minutes. Here is Brighton Gott. Gets collapsed, going to his right, spins and goes back to his left. Inside shot goes wide for Conness, but he'll stay with the Rams. Brighton got with some space, fires and slips it in. Through the legs of Darcy, and got with his second. $25 for the Rams. We saw them hang up 26 last year in the same matchup at home against East Greenwich. Trying to match that score here before the end of the 3rd quarter. EG trying to answer back here. And that was actually LaSalle's 2nd highest scoring game a year ago, as they had 27 against Mount the game before. LaSalle on track to get their highest scoring game in the last few years, as this one will go out and stay with East Greenwich. Little pump fake. Spinning kick, Jackson. It's already one of the highest scoring games for LaSalle in the last decade. Their 3rd highest, behind the 2 games that I previously mentioned a year ago that were back-to-back between with Mount and EG. So they have 25 through less than 3 quarters. And another turnover here, this time against East Greenwich again. And the Rams already in mid-season form. This is a long year, and they're just about a quarter of the way into the season, and to perform like they have today and like they have to start off 2024 has been remarkable. Here's Gelsheiser. Down the field, intercepted. It's Tommy Hayes the other direction, and Hayes putting on the accelerators. Hayes inside. That shot saved as Liu gets denied by Darcy. It's on the ground, and it'll be picked up by the Avengers. 90 seconds left here in the 3rd. Here's a shot. That one scores for Michael Tober again, his 2nd, and they both come with some style points. And Mike Tober looking to make a name for himself here in this one. It's 2 goals for him. We got a minute to go left in the 3rd, as each team has scored 3 in the period in what's been a running clock. Here's Tober again, trying to wiggle through traffic 30 seconds ago. Flings it behind his back. Gelsheiser inside, falls out of the mitts of his intended man. It's still alive. Ward trying to save it. And it's ripped away from Storm Belford back to East Greenwich. Final 10 ticks. Going as far away as they can from the goal, and that is going to end the third quarter. 25-5, LaSalle up 20. Their largest lead of the game has been 20. It's been seen at halftime and in this third quarter, and they're trying to expand on that with 12 minutes left here on Fans Only Sports Network. Final quarter of action here on Fans Only Sports. Jackson winning that faceoff cleanly on Ferguson. Inside, they get it back to Gelsheiser. That shot saved, and will stay with EG. As EG trying to become the first team in Rhode Island to score more than 5 on the Rams this year. Roller here over to Gelsheiser. Catterson. He's already scored once. That one scores. He slips it in. And it's number 2 for Tyler Catterson. Magic sticks right there. Magic 6. As they're now the highest scoring team against LaSalle. Not named Cheshire this season. As Caterson with his second. Rams, this is their third highest scoring game in recorded data in the Max Preps era since 2006 to 07. And there's a shot that goes wide. It'll stay with the Rams. That was Ferguson off the faceoff. Couldn't get that one to bounce. The highest scoring game, like I mentioned, is 27 against Mount last year, as this Rams team has been another level of dominant with this core of players that they've had. Connis, that one's off his stick. And it makes it even more impressive knowing that a lot of these games were running clocks. Here's Robinson with a lot of space. He puts it on net, and that's number 26. And he's the third different no-named man we've had on this team with the goal. Third JV guy, as we should say. '17th different Ram goal scorer today. Ferguson wins the faceoff as LaSalle has equaled last year's total of 26 goals. Here's Conness against East Greenwich, as I should say, inside. Looking through traffic. No look shot. He saved before going out of bounds by the hat-trick man, Quinn O'Rourke. O'Rourke slings it off the bench inside, and that's a turnover against the Rams off the stick of Brady. And back to East Greenwich. Coming from way out of the net is Darcy. He's taking it across midfield. Darcy, how about this? Says, why not? Still going down to the 15-yard line, and they call a timeout. And didn't want to put anything in harm's way. The sophomore, Darcy, getting extremely cheeky there. And you see Tober there telling him, just shoot that. But 8:26 to go. It's a 20-goal lead for the Rams. Third timeout of the game called by East Greenwich. We'll be right back here on Fans Only Sports. All right, 8.5 minutes to go. We'll be running clock unless, we get another timeout called, but EG down 20. Caterson, he's already scored twice, gets it punched away. And DePalma able to pick up the ground ball here. Mason DePalma slings it, bounces over to Peterson, who has a lot of green grass. Peterson kicks, shot, wide to the right. For Jordan, goes back to LaSalle. There's O'Rourke, Peterson. DePalma. Gets it back. Peterson. Jab step left, takes it right. Jump shot goes way over the top. And we'll stay with the Rams again as Brady will start this one off. Brady inside. George back to Brady. Swings it out. Long shot. Saved by Darcy. She got knocked down and taken back by EG, and now on the move, Peterson able to rip it away from behind. O'Rourke saves it, and Peterson puts on the accelerators once again here. DePalma, low pass to O'Rourke, trying to scoop that one up cleanly, can't. And Darcy will instead. Darcy coming all the way out of the box. Gets intercepted. George could do something hilarious there for a sec. Shoot it from all the way down the field. Takes it down the lane instead and scores his second. 27 for LaSalle. And they've tied the school record in the Max Preps era, at least. We don't have data as good as we would like, but that's their 27th goal. They've tied a school record with their 2023 match a year ago with Mount St. Charles last May. And that is the second for JV player number 13, Paul George. Or, we could call him Dan Marino, we don't. That's a cool one. There's already 2 Marinos on this team. Jackson dancing off the face-off. Gets through the middle, and that's a yard sale. Lost his stick and the ball. Ferguson high off the stick of Lopes. Lopes inside. Could this be the record? O'Rourke does it! 28 for LaSalle. And a new school record as Quinn O'Rourke, with his 4th goal of the game, etches this 2024 Rams team into the record books. 28-6. As they needed 3 entering the quarter, they get 3, and it's goal number 28 for LaSalle. You gotta think they're gonna try to go for 30 with 5 minutes left. Ferguson wins the faceoff. Here's Robinson. Back to JV player number 30, Curry. Interesting one there, O'Rourke. Curry off his stick. Robinson to O'Rourke. Gets it back. Curry. LaSalle's just playing catch right here. Let's see if they even want to get a shot off. They could realistically, with the way they've been controlling the possession and just every facet of this game, hold this out to the end. But here's Conness. Kicks it down the field. George trying to cut inside. Will spin out of trouble. Low pass to Conness. He couldn't hold on. Good hit at the end of the play by Curry, and now picked up by Caterson. Caterson down the sideline, gets pushed out of bounds, lost the ball, and on the sideline it was Robinson who thought he got it, and the referee is going to say a push against LaSalle. Will stay with EG. Going to call a flag, actually. So this is the first penalty of the game against either team. It's against Robinson, number 42, for 1 minute. So man up here for East Greenwich, down 22. Clock continues to wind down. So they put the penalty on. We're 15 seconds in. Jackson just playing catch, kicking it to Dufresne. Marcus Rowe. Dufresne to Jackson. Who wants to shoot this? Doesn't look like anybody does. And now Dufresne gets it, or Jackson gets it knocked out of his mitts. Jordan on the move. Low pass over to George. Falls out of his stick. Ground ball, good reflexes and picking up the ground ball is LaSalle again. It's Brady that time as we got 70 seconds and counting down here in this one. It's been another masterclass offensively for LaSalle. And defensively as well there too, as they almost intercepted. They end up getting it off the bounce, O'Rourke, but this is the second time they've scored 20 plus in a game. This is, as far as we know, a school record, 28 goals in a single contest. Showcased by 17 different scorers today. This has been an unbelievable display of versatility and depth, along with developing these young players from this LaSalle team as they're giving a lot of the JV guys minutes, including number 12, Brady, who's letting this clock milk down a little bit, gets picked up finally. 20 seconds remain here from Providence. Curry with 10 seconds. These two teams going to make their way to the line. Just looking at the clock there, and the Rams improve to 5-0 in state play. An exclamation point for the Rams here today as they win their largest game of the season in dominating fashion. A historic game for this LaSalle boys lacrosse program as they hang up 28 goals on East Greenwich High School today. A beating that was not called for from Providence, but we'll shake hands, call this a wrap, and LaSalle improves to 5-1 on the 6-1 on the year, 4-1 here at home, and 5-0 in league play. So from Tim Duffy and my great cameraman Matt Facinos, we'll see you guys all next time. From Providence, we'll be here next Tuesday for their next matchup. That will be against Moses Brown, who always has a pretty good lacrosse team. It should be closer than this. It's a 12-9 game a year ago here from LaSalle, but tonight it is a big-time throttling of the East Ranch Avengers. 28-6 the final here from Providence. We'll see you guys all next time here for